All right, I'm gonna show you how to work these problems. This is kind of a very big problem, but it shows you the general idea. Hopefully you guys have done your homework by now. I know it's getting a little late, so I wanted to try and get this loaded before you guys didn't have a chance to get to it. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to start this problem. It says how many atoms are in a 20-gram sample of calcium metal. So this problem is pretty straightforward, but I'm just going to walk through it and I'm going to click through the slides and kind of help you out and to try to help you understand what's going on. First of all, calcium metal, where you'd find that on your periodic table is under calcium. It's Ca, and calcium should have a mass, an atomic mass of 40.1 grams per mole, and it's asking for the number of atoms. So really, I'm going to go back to this page here. I'm going to kind of like just kind of work with this a little bit. I'm going to kind of go back to where we started earlier today, where we're talking about how moles is the center, right? Right? And then so if we're given a sample of grams, which is what we have, we can get 2 moles and we can get back 2 moles, or back to grams, excuse me, using the periodic table. Right? That's how we're going to do it. We're going to go back and forth between there. However, it's asking for the number of atoms. That was the question. And in order to get the number of atoms, we need Avogadro's number. And that was 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. So we're going to need that. We're going to need both of these. So what we're going to do, here's the plan of attack. So we're going to go from grams, and I'm going to convert using that atomic mass of 40.1 for calcium. Remember, calcium, Ca, should have 40.1 grams per mole. All right, and then what I'm going to do from there is I'm going to go, as soon as I get moles, as I find moles, and how I'm going to do that, remember I can use this either way. My conversion can be 40 grams per mole, or you can say 1 mole of calcium over 40.1 grams of calcium. All right, so there's your conversion. So once I transfer over to moles, because remember I said if you want moles, you put it in the numerator, so that stays in the numerator. And then once I have moles, I'm going to go to atoms by using this, 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd atoms in 1 mole. In 1 mole of calcium, there are 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd atoms. So that's how it's going to work out. So I'll go back to the PowerPoint to kind of show you where we start off. Remember how we always start with our given. So we have our given right there of 20.0 grams of calcium. And what we're going to do next is I need to change these grams to moles. And how I do that is I'm going to use this conversion right here. This one right here. I'll circle it for you. This one right here. I'm going to plug it in so that I can change it to moles. So if I show you that, there it is, 1 mole over 40.1 grams. Now this would give us moles. Now if I were to take this and 20 divided by 40, that would give us 1/2 or 0.5 moles. So we really have 0.5 moles of calcium metal. However, it's not done yet. This one is taking a step further. We're going from moles now to atoms, and that's the second part of this problem. So what we need to do now is we need to take this piece here, which we have moles, and then convert it in that way. And so the next part is changing moles to atoms. And so let's see here. If I want atoms, remember I need a conversion chart table to show that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this up here. I'm going to show you right here. Here's the conversion that I'm going to use. 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd atoms. Because remember, my units need to be atoms. And this would be atoms of calcium. And I have 1 in 1 mole of calcium. So now remember, I have a half a mole. So really, if I have a half a mole, this is going to be about half the amount of atoms. But nonetheless, I'll show you because I'm going to use this conversion and then go through the rest of it. So here it is. So now let's go on to the next step, and I'm going to show you what that conversion looks like. There it is. 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd atoms of calcium in 1 mole of calcium. So now take a look here. These grams here are going to cancel out with these grams. Then I have moles. Then this mole is going to be canceled out with this moles, and I'm going to be left with atoms. That's going to be my final unit. And in fact, that's what I want. And I said here 20 divided by 40 is 0.5, around there anyways. It's a little different because of the 0.1. However, if we take half of the 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd, that's the number of atoms that it should be. And look at that. 3, which is about half of 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd atoms of calcium. So that's how you work it. It's a very long problem. In class we work just this one half here or this other half here. So depending on what you had, you have to rearrange it, and making the conversion factors are going to be the hardest part in deciding which one goes on top. Remember, what you want goes in the numerator, and what you have goes in the denominator, so you can cancel out with the start. So here I had grams, and so I can cancel grams, left with moles. Here I have moles, and I divide by moles, so I cancel out, and then I end up with atoms. So hopefully this will help you out. Well, I'll be in class tomorrow, and we'll go over a couple more of these problems so that you can get going. If you forgot, there's your homework. Again, 2 through 11 on page 81 and 82. Number 5 and 8, C and D only on page 25 in the SPIC book. Make sure you read, and we will see you tomorrow.